Can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
So here you can see we have a genuine electric Rascal. Okay, this is the real deal here. You can see Rascal. And we're going to be putting this gas-powered 140cc engine into this Rascal. And then we're going to convert the whole thing into RC-powered. And this thing is going to rip. Okay, so first things first, we got to start pulling this thing apart. So here is our basic frame that we're working with. This thing is pretty stout. Okay, start tearing this thing apart. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that was about 1 rotation on the axle. So we've got about a 10-to-1 gearing here. That is pretty low. Let me show you what's inside here. There's a press fit on the other side that was keeping this from coming apart. Whoa. But look at this beautiful differential that we've got in here. Nice roller bearing in there. I really want to keep the differential intact, but I need to mount some kind of external sprocket on this. So suppose the engine's sitting like that. What I'm thinking about doing is trimming down this. I believe the seal for this is just out on the outside of this, like in this very part here. So if I trim this back and just close that down, I should be able to get our sprocket on. And if I move this back several inches, should be able to get that mounted somewhere over here. So the configuration, what direction this sits, really makes no difference. I don't have a lathe, so I've cut this down. Okay, and this is going to get welded. All I did was take a grinder to the end and smooth that around. So that's going to get welded onto that side of the sprocket. And this one, ground down, I'm going to weld to that side of the sprocket. Hopefully I'll get this thing straight on the first try. Not a huge amount, it's just two little dots of weld so that doesn't pull loose. Keep a little bit of outward tension on these little leaf springs so that way this doesn't pull out of there. Well, I had to go out and get some steel, so let's mock up some mounts, shall we? Well, I didn't find any of the bolts that I was looking for, but look what I did find, guys. Old clutch springs from, I don't know what these are from. I think these may have been from a YZ250 that I had. Check it out. So there's our big old stock spring, and there is our clutch springs. Oh, look at that, guys. Check it out. Actually, that tension is about what we need. Oh, heck yeah, dude. Look at that. Well, let's see what it looks like with some engine weight. I think that's perfect. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. So what I'm proposing here is that I weld an arm coming off of here somehow that will not be obstructed when this thing turns. Nice and smooth. And we've got some more stuff coming in for the steering, which I'm waiting on. And remember, I'm always preaching. Sometimes the easiest solution is the best solution. So I think just screwing this thing right down to this plastic fairing, right on top there, simple, but it should be effective. Here she is, guys, in all her glory. We've got our fuel that is just slightly higher than where it goes in here. I'll show you the steering arm while I've got you guys mobile. I rarely do the mobile camera thing here, but let me show you. So that's the arm I made for our steering servo. The steering servo will sit right about here, and I'm just waiting for them to mail me the connecting parts, the heim joints and the connecting rod, to go from this to that. And we'll be able to get some steering done and also get some throttle control done. What I like to do to prime it is just give it a few squeezes. Give it a little choke. Test run, just a mid-air test run like I've done, I don't know, 4 or 5 other times. And I revved it up probably about half throttle or so, and then she got out and she started smoking real bad. So check this out. Did I bend the crank in this thing that fast? I'm done. You're out, buddy. Get out of here. We don't need you. Look what I got. Well, look who's laughing now, buddy. So now we've got a nice smooth action here with a good amount of return spring. Our hydraulic brake system. Let me get you guys caught up to speed on what I put together today. I didn't film me putting this whole thing together just for the sheer sake of time. I just happened to have this piece of threaded rod, which was irrelevant if it's threaded or not. I just needed a piece of rod, but this was the longest piece of steel that I had. And I just basically welded those 2 bolts on so I could thread that in there. So it is removable. I could unthread this from that. And I did that just in case I need to tear the thing down. And basically, this will get mounted somewhere, somehow, over here. And then we need to create some kind of servo saving type device for this thing. Can't believe this worked. It's so stupid. That's all I did was weld it together. It's so dumb. Functional is all I care about. All right, got it open. Let's get our mach disc brake in place. Kaflooey. We're gonna pump it a little bit. Let's snug this up. You guys, that works. Check this out. You can see, nice and loose. There's plenty of space in there. We brake, and this thing is locked solid. That thing is going nowhere. Brake, loose, loose, loose. Locked down. Squeeze. Release. We got hydraulic brakes. I have now been waiting for the brake parts for this for at least 2 weeks. It's probably 2.5 weeks, which is why this thing keeps getting delayed. I'm so close to finishing, but when I say the brake parts, I mean what I need is a 12mm shaft. It's a steel shaft that's going to come out that's going to be our axle shaft for the braking system. We'll get a quick test run with this thing with no brakes. Obviously, I can't go fast, no brakes. Popping those curves, boy. Uh-oh, can't stop, can't stop. There we go. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh. Yeah. Oh man, this thing is going to be fun when I get it dialed in, guys. Well, what happened? We were doing so well. Oh yeah. I threw a chain. Can't wait to get some brakes on it, because then we'll be able to really test out the limits of this thing. We are definitely experiencing a gearing issue. What is with my toys and gearing problems? It's like everything I build has a gearing issue. You can't be perfect in all areas, guys. You know, I got those crazy engine building skills. I'm happy. Nothing broke. It's all in one piece. I hesitate to say that it's underpowered, because I don't think it's underpowered. I just think that it's way over geared. It's got plenty of torque to drive it forward. What it needs is RPM. You've probably already seen our brake disc. Okay, that's going to act as our actual disc brake. This is the one that was so hard for me to get. This is a 12mm steel rod, and it's really very simple, but for some reason this part was incredibly difficult to get. This is the one that I've been waiting almost a month for. So, the way this works is this gets welded in here, and then we're going to take our carrier bearing, like so, and this will be mounted back over here. Okay? And then, obviously, we will attach our disc brake. Perfect. man, that pisses me off. This axle has been... Should have checked it before I welded it. Back over here, that is straight coming off that. That thing is dead centered. And then the bend starts about here, and it comes all the way back. Here's where we're at. It's pretty straight. Not perfect, but pretty straight. Cut up. This is the bracket that I'm thinking about using. Still would need to figure out. So what'll happen is this little guy will go there, and then we'll have our hole down here to actually mount this to. And if I do it right, I should just be able to take this whole thing and just smash it, like sandwich the whole caliper like right up into the back of this thing. I'm going to try this first with just a single hole drilled, and if that doesn't give me the support that I need, we will go to second hole. Again, because this thing is so sensitive. There, contact free. Now if we can maintain that contact free with the radio on and the brakes applied, then we'll be golden. Yes, sir. We got brakes. Oh, look at that. That's what I call a pretty effective braking system. I think the hardest part is just going to be able to find a spot on our brakes where this doesn't, I don't want it to lock up as soon as I touch the brakes, but that's basically what it's doing. Ta-da! Not just any electric powered mobility scooter. We're dealing with an RC gas powered electric mobility scooter. Now you may also have noticed that I left a seat in. Okay, so I finally made it out. It is not pouring on us. It looks like it might, but this is the closest thing that we've had to sunshine in literally since I've been back from Durham town, which is, I don't know, a week or 10 days. Our Rascal cart's ready for action here. We got our body mounted on. These are new. Just finished that today, actually. And she's ready to roll. We do have a GoPro in action here. Go, man. Shart's a runner. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, buddy. Brakes are effective. Surprisingly effective. But remember, this is only round one. We're gonna squeeze every ounce of performance that we can out of this little Predator. Obviously got to get a mile/hour reading here. We did a modest 25 miles an hour. I'm happy with that. Now for the real test. Woo! It was absolutely terrifying. This is not something you ever get used to the feel of. But it's a